Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I believe we're on the 7th informational. Now, today's going to be just a little bit different from what I usually announce. This isn't going to be as much announcement as it's going to be a little bit of an update on how development is going. So, how is development going? So, I sat down in front of my computer, wrote one line of code, and said, screw it, this project's over. I kid. Nah, development's actually going really, really well at the current moment. In fact, I can inform you that gameplay will be something I can definitely show off here very soon. It's gonna take maybe, I'd say, about 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm just waiting on some sprite work to be done, so that way the gameplay is something that is at least somewhat complete. It'll probably be obviously prototype, but I don't really want to use placeholder artwork to show off gameplay. And what I mean by that is Nightmara Past will definitely be the first bit of gameplay that I'm going to show off. Future is going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to be starting on animating the 3D models using actually, it's kind of a funny story. So, you guys remember the old Kinect for Microsoft's Xbox? I found a way to, well, actually, a lot of people have found a way to do this, but I have basically set it up so that I can use it as a mini motion capture system. So I can actually make the animations for the 3D models in Nightmara Future. However, that one's going to be a little bit of a longer of a wait than Nightmara Past will be. Gameplay-wise, I mean. In terms of music, we actually have plenty tracks. Mostly for Nightmara Future, we are working on utilizing sound fonts and stuff like that for Nightmara Past. However, I'll probably show gameplay before any of that is finalized. But basically, music-wise, we're doing really well in Nightmara Future. We are figuring out how to finish up like sound fonts and stuff like that for Nightmara Past. In terms of coding, both games have their simple movement systems, an encounter system, and the battle system still being worked on. I'm getting that nice and perfected, but that should be done fairly soon. As for the Nightmara Hub app, the programming wise, it has a UI already. Well, I guess it's not programming, but you know what I mean. The app has a UI. It has its resummoning feature working currently with Nightmara Future. We're finishing up the summoning of terrors into Nightmara Past. And altogether, it's got most of its basic UI, it just doesn't have art for the terrors yet. As for the terrors themselves, about half of the terrors in the game have had their names, base stats, typing, and all that other stuff. That most of their data has already been created. I'm in the process of getting art for those terrors in question and getting 3D versions and the sprite work for them. So they're halfway done when it comes to data. They're just gonna take a while to get info, or not info, but actual image work done. As far as the story goes, that was one of the first things that I did. The story is pretty much there. It's just more specific things like character personalities. I mean, their personalities are there. I just need to flesh them out a little bit more. And then kind of like the more like side questy things. The main story is pretty much written. It's done, except for I am going to be doing like kind of the polls like I usually do for possible changes to the story. So it's not like anything that I've done already isn't necessarily set in stone. If at any point the community decides that something needs to be changed or they hear something that they're like, I'm totally up for changing those kinds of things. Right now I can't think of much more, but if there is anything else, I will definitely update you guys on it. I do want to be completely honest with you guys when it comes to the development of the games. I feel that communicating where I am and giving updates on what I've changed, what is being worked on, and just that kind of stuff will help build trust between us, because I do want to make sure that I am constantly adding new things. I never want to get to a halting point and get stuck anywhere, because that's not good. That tends to mean that a project's not going to work out very well. And this is kind of a way to hold myself accountable, to make sure that not only do you guys know that I am making progress, I know that I'm making progress, and I'm holding myself to making progress. And soon I'll actually be able to show you guys that progress that's been made in gameplay. And I'm actually looking forward to that super much because the stuff that I've been seeing and the cool stuff that I've seen put together here by other people helping with the project is amazing, and I'm super excited to see your guys' reactions to it. One final note on that, actually. In development, I found that actually, another platform that Nightmara Future is going to appear on is actually PC. So you can play Nightmara Past on both the GBA or a mobile phone, and you can play Nightmara Future on either a Nintendo Switch or a PC. I did this so that more people could get into the series if they wanted to, instead of just limiting it to one console. But yeah, that's pretty much all for today. I'm sorry there wasn't as much announcements, but I did want to give you guys an update on development for once, as I'm sure, I haven't been totally clear on where I've been. But yeah, I hope this helps you guys understand exactly how the development's going, where I'm at, basically gives you kind of an idea of how long this project's going to take to happen. I don't have an exact kind of release window. I do know that my goal is sort of within about a year and a half. That's my goal. But more or less it all depends on how development goes. It could end up sooner, it could end up a little bit later, but I'll keep you guys up to date as often as I can so that you guys are in the know of basically when things are going to happen, and just all that. So yeah, thanks for watching.